So even though I won't start anything, I will respond to it, and I will respond in a way as if this is a battle and it needs to be dealt with. And however, I would like to get to the point where I don't respond as much. One of the things you'll notice about Jesus when you read about him and read the word is that Jesus knew when to retreat. And a lot of times when there was trouble, he retreated. He didn't deal with it. He just backed away. And I am trying to learn to do that more and more. I'm getting better with that because certain things can be distracting, and it can keep us, if we're fighting battles all the time, it can drain us from our energy, and we may not move forward doing the things that we are meant to do. So sometimes we have to know when to retreat so that we can move forward with our purpose. But my point is that even though I am faced with a lot of battles, I seek peace, and I would prefer peace. And I like to get along, and I like, pleasantness and enjoying life. I'm not a rough person. I'm not a tough person, even though people tend to think that I overreact to things and I get overexcited and upset about things, but that's only when I'm being attacked, and only when you've pushed me to a certain point. But I prefer peace. I genuinely prefer peace, and look for peace. And sometimes when I need to take a break from certain people, I'm a person that sometimes I like to spend time alone in solitude, just because I don't want to deal with people. That's another way that I find peace. And I can remove myself from people and environments in order to find that peace. But back to Psalm 34. The point is that God can definitely and will definitely save us from our troubles, and he will get us out of the jams that we're in. And it's not like a magic thing. It's not like, God, I need you right this minute. I need you to do this. But when we have relationships with God, even when we're going through the hard times, and I've been through a lot of hard times and I've experienced a lot of suffering, as we're going through, God will be there with us and he will pull us through. We may have some things to learn along the way. We may have to feel some pain along the way, but we will get past it. And eventually, as I begin to reveal bits and pieces about my life, you'll see some of the types of battles I've been through, some type of incredible things that I've survived. When I think about the fact that I've survived all these things, it's just incredible. God is just great, and has definitely pulled me through a lot of things and made me victorious over a lot of spiritual attacks and different types of attacks that have come against me. And he'll do that for everyone who seeks him and who builds that relationship with him and who wants to live their lives the way that he wants us to live it. And part of those things, as mentioned in Psalm 34, is to stop the lying, stop the evil doing, to purify ourselves, seek peace, do good. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I think it's fly to do good. I'm dating myself by using that word, but being good is I think it's awesome. So this, I don't want it to be a long production, but I would like for you to maybe read Psalm 34 to yourself and ask yourself, do you want a long life and prosperity? Do you want to get there the way that God has designed for us to get there? And if so, begin thinking about your own life and thinking about what are the things possibly that you need to change about your life so that you can receive the blessings that God has in store for you. And it may be really examining, how much, am I involved with evil? When I say evil, we know right and wrong, we know good and bad. Um, so examine yourself, and God knows that we're not perfect, and He knows that we mess up. But the thing is that He wants us to try this lifestyle. Being a believer, following God, it's a lifestyle, it's a choice. And it's a system that when we put forth actions, we get something in return. Once again, my name, as far as, publicly, because I am a private person, is the Warrior Princess. That's what I use as my public identity for these purposes, as far as sharing with others how to fight battles, really spiritual battles that we face as believers, and how to fight back with the weapons that God has given us to make us victorious. One of the weapons is a close relationship with Him. The way that we get closer to God is by doing the things being obedient, living the way that He wants us to live. And in turn, it works out, and our lives work out better. And as I move forth with this new project of mine, I pray that I stay focused on this and move forward with it. I will begin to discuss in detail different examples of my life. I will also have people on to share, friends of mine, to share similar stories about how God has intervened in their life, and about how they overcame battles that they were faced with, and how God delivers us for those who seek Him and take refuge in Him. I hope that this little video inspires you to take a look at Psalm 34 and begin to, just put yourself in David's mindset about God's promises and the actions that we must take to manifest those promises in this life. And maybe, make a list of some of the things that you need to work on if you have that goal of being pleasing to God, and also just operating the kingdom system. It has never failed me, and like I said, I've been through some stuff that you wouldn't believe, and I've overcome. And it's at the point where I know that I'm going to be faced with more stuff to go through, but I have no doubt that I'm going to overcome. God, with God for me, who was anyone or anything or any force to be against me? You can't win. Like Big Pun said, you can't win.